Hey guys, Denise James here, and I am doing part two of Oh My God Cold Market Prospecting. So go ahead and stick around for part two. Hey guys, welcome to Oh My God Cold Market Prospecting part two. Um, the previous video I talked about how to approach your prospect and not be all weird about it. Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about what you do after you build some rapport with that prospect, and the next phase, how you transition into how to expose your business opportunity, product, or service to that prospect, to getting them to take a look at what you have to offer. So after you compliment the prospect on, their shoes, their clothes, anything that's something unique about that makes something that stands out about them. You compliment on it and be sincere about it. Well, the next thing that you go into is asking them a question to see if they're open to looking at what you have. And I learned this technique when I was selling Kirby's door-to-door part-time. And what you want to do is ask a question, basically checking the temperature of that prospect, whether they're warm, lukewarm, hot, or cold. And based on your question, you can check to see if they're hot and they just really wanted to see what the options out there, or lukewarm where they're kind of in between, they're on the fence, they're not really sure. And you can tell the way they respond to you once you answer this question that I'm going to go over in this video. Or they're just Arctic cold, so Arctic that there's no way that they'd be interested in what you have and just move on, So get my board here. And I took the liberty of writing it down, so if y'all want to pause the video, you can copy it. Or I'm going to put a copy of it in the description below this video so you can write it down and practice with it until, and practice on someone that, you go out and prospect. But anyway, after you get my pen here, you can see that after you compliment them, you want to ask them a question, okay, to see if they're open and taking a look to what you have. So after you gave them a sincere compliment and you built some rapport with them with your icebreaker, you can ask a simple question: what do you do for a living? Or, hey, I'm just curious, what do you do for a living? So, and you want to make it as natural as possible. You don't want to make it all weird, like I said, because you don't want to get security called on you. Anyway, you can say, this is, and you can adjust this based on your personality, but for the time being, you just, want to practice this so it can be as natural as possible when you do talk to somebody about it. But hey, I'm just curious, just throwing it out there. Are you open to a side project that doesn't currently interfere with what you're doing now? Now, the reason why it's phrased that way, and I'm going to put this down. The reason why it's phrased that way is people don't like the idea of their time being occupied even more, or, having to commit to something where it's going to take even more time away. And I know humans are weird that way, but in this world where our plate is pretty full and we got all these commitments, like job is one of the biggest commitments that most of us have, and you want to make it as seamless as possible. You don't want to make it sound like it's going to take up all your time if you want to look at this business opportunity or decide to join. You want to make it, seamless. So when you ask that question, you can tell by that person's response whether they're hot, warm, maybe lukewarm. They're not so sure, but they're still kind of curious about it. Or they're just freaking Arctic. And now if you know that they're just cold, and they respond to you with a negative response, you know that is not the right fit for your business. But if they be like, well, sure, what is it? Then you can go from there and say, well, I don't have time to, go into that now. You can look at your watch and let them know that you're busy. Well, I got to go pick up my kids, or I have a meeting that I need to attend, or a prior commitment, whatever the issue, whatever you got to do, you want to make it seem like you're busy, you got to go, but you're more than happy to get that person's information. So when they ask you what is it, well, you say, well, I tell you what, I promise I will follow up with you if you just give me your name, your email or phone number. If they keep insisting, just say, hey, well, I gotta go, I gotta pick up my kids in there, or whatever it is that you maybe have a commitment. Even if you don't have one, you want to seem like you're busy. You don't want to seem like you got all the time in the world, because they can understand busy. So when you give them, hey, I'm just throwing it out there, I'm just curious, and they let you know, yeah, I'm sure, I'm interested in see what you have, but don't stand there. And a lot of new network marketers, new to this industry, will stand there, and once that person shows a positive emotion about what you said, and they're genuinely interested in it, they make the mistake of standing there trying to explain to them what the business is, even though that person shows some interest. In what you want to do is go ahead and get that person's contact information. Oh, I gotta go. I promise I'll follow up with you. And leave it at that until you follow up with them, and then you take them through the next phase of showing your presentation to them. Whatever is a company video, sizzle call, whatever it is that you have as exposure tool for your company. But whatever you do, once you go over this miniature script on how to see if they're open to looking at your business opportunity or product or service, hold it up there. Don't stand there and try to have a conversation with them. You get their contact info and jet. Don't stand there, because the longer you stand there, the more temptation it is to talk about your business opportunity and tell them about it. You want to get their can't talk today. Contact info and jet. You don't want to sit there and talk, run that risk of that happening. And then once you promise to follow up like you do, with the scheduled time, and show whatever exposure tool that your company has, you go from there. But whatever you do, do not try to explain your business opportunity or service to them while they're in the store. If they're open, that's amazing, great. Get their contact info and leave. Say you're busy, I gotta go pick up my kids. Wherever it is, do not stand there and try to have a conversation with them. Get their contact info and leave. So I really do hope that this clears some confusion up about cold market prospecting. It's not as hard as most people perceive it to be, but you do need to spend some time perfecting that skill at the same time. I'm not really a big fan of scripts, but I think scripts are a really good way, especially if you're just starting out, and practice them in the mirror. I know it sounds weird, but when you get a script from your upline, or maybe just the one I gave you here, you want to practice that in the mirror until it comes off natural and you put your own personality in there. And I learned this from my mentor, Ray Higdon. And before then, I was having a hard time trying to get people to look at my opportunity and not really getting the response that I was looking for. But because I practiced this little piece of a script right here, my results went up, more than just was not at all. So if you're looking for ways to get better at cold market prospecting to build your business and get more signups and reps into your company or product, then you really need to study this script and get good at it. And if you want to get really serious about fine-tuning those skills and getting bigger results, go ahead and check out the link below this video, description below, and it will take you to the next training video to show you how to do that. So thanks for watching. Go ahead and hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more updates and trainings.